All right, we're
You're
on.
good.
All right. Hey, Oscoda and Asabo. It's Kelly Brown and Davy Bob Beck. We're coming to you from the Buzz Hub live. And tonight we have our featured guest, Palma Leonetti. And she is the Oscoda Asabo Chamber of Commerce new director. And when I say new, she's not new to tourism. She's not new to being a community volunteer. She's not new to engaging with the community or helping to promote the community. She is all of those things, but she has decided to make a permanent home at the Chamber of Commerce and help take us into a new chapter with the Chamber. So, Palma, thank you for joining us tonight. And I just wanted to take a minute to kind of...
Thank you, Kelly.
I was looking up some info, and I thought it was really interesting, some of your past history down in Florida, as well as with the gaming administration. So you have a wide breadth of experience in dealing with not only tourism, but events, and the people part of it, as far as the engagement of the events, the tourism, and then bringing the people to those things. So I thought maybe you could just give us a little background on you, kind of what brought you to Oscoda and how you ended up at the Chamber.
I've been in the business. Thank you, Kelly, and thank you, Davey, as well. I appreciate you having me on. Very kind of you. And I've been in the tourism business for the last 35 years. And started out, my early 20s in Las Vegas, the mecca of all casino industry. That's basically my background is casino. And in my lifetime, I probably worked at, I think, 8 different casinos. I understand tourism like the back of my hand. I've predominantly been on the marketing side of things. And advertising and creative. Advertising and creative are my strengths. And in Las Vegas, I worked there I worked on the Strip, I worked downtown. And then about 18 years ago, I just on a whim went for a job that was in Florida, didn't think I was going to get it. And next thing I know, my husband and I and my 2 kids, we live there in Florida. And I was there the last 18 years, worked for the Seminole Tribe, who owns the Hard Rock brand. The property that I was at was the flagship of the company. It was the Seminole Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida, right there, right by Fort Lauderdale. And like I said, I was there for 18 years. It had multiple positions, but mostly as a director the last few years, or predominantly most of those years, working on the advertising, I said creative side. Our building was one of those that was an icon to Florida. We were the first guitar hotel that lit up. So
wow.
So I managed the whole piece of that where we did the shows and for the actual guitar, anything that was branded for the property, any kind of advertising, any kind of communication, creative, you name it, we did it. Worked a lot of concerts. I've seen some amazing concerts in my lifetime. Tons of events, nationwide events, local events, anything from the Formula One race that they had to when many years ago, I think it was in 2009 actually, when the Sopranos ended their season, and we did the longest red carpet. And had the cast from The Sopranos there for when they ended their season, and we showed their last show that they were doing. So that was kind of fun. So I've gotten the opportunity to do things that I feel probably most people in my industry haven't had a chance to do, and was very fortunate. And Seminole Tribe was very good to me, as well as the Hard Rock. So I was real fortunate for that. In about 20 years ago, my husband is born and raised Detroit. And they always had a place up here, up in Greenbush, and they would come up all the summers. Yeah, so this was his place, and it was around our 10th anniversary. And he said, I'd really love to be able to take you and the kids there and show you what I grew up with, because it's a great place to go for a vacation. So we did, and we were hooked ever since. So from there, for the last 20 years, we kept coming up here every single summer. We stayed at the Sid's Resort. We stayed at a couple Airbnbs. We stayed with, now she's a good friend of ours, Jackie. She had an Airbnb, which is actually funny, down the street from me. And we said, you know what, this is our happy place. And one day we're going to own a place up here. So a couple of years ago, we were those silly people that during the pandemic thought it would be a good idea to, hey, let's go travel and maybe go buy something up here. So my husband and I, that was our purpose. We came up here, we got in a bidding war on buying a home, and we didn't win. So we came back with nothing, and I was done. I was over it. And of course, my daughter, she gets with my husband and said, hey, I found this one place. And I was over it, said, don't care about it, whatever. The next thing I know, 7 hours later, we own the house that we live in. So sight unseen. Our real estate agent was fabulous, from Real Estate One at that time. And he said, you know what, you'd be silly not to buy it. So he said, put your best bid in. So we did. And shockingly, we received the house. It was turnkey. It actually is a house the Curleys used to own. So that's kind of cool. And we're a block
history name here.
Yeah, right. And we're a block from Lake Huron and a block from, I look outside and I see our president of our board, Sherry. Her office window is at the end of my driveway if I look left. So that's where she's at. So really close, real close to where the chamber is. And so I'm really in the hub of it. So in February, I decided to move up here full time, packed all my stuff, got in a U-Haul, gotten the truck with my best girlfriend, and we just came, and I'm here. So before being here, though, we had it as an Airbnb, and then we decided to turn it into our forever home, or for at least right now, because initially I would really like to be out on Lake Huron at some point. So that's my bucket list. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I hope you have a barbecue and invite us, because I would love to.
Of course. Oh, yes. And we have a sauna. And we have an 8-person jacuzzi. So
very nice.
Lots of fun.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, that's quite a story. I love the fact that you have so much experience from your time in the casinos and then out with the hotel, and especially Vegas. It's got to be the most popular tourism area, or at least a top 10, especially for the U.S. If you're traveling within the U.S. Everybody loves to go to Vegas. It's exciting.
Yeah, I used to go a lot.
Yeah, and then Florida too.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well,
and it's funny, the Hard Rock brand is one of the top 10 national brands. So I was fortunate to be able to work for them for so long. And then, of course, Las Vegas is the Mecca. I mean, my family wasn't, about half of it. My grandfather, he started at the Desert Inn when they first opened. I always tell the story that Dean Martin was a regular at my grandmother's table. He was always tired of like the food at places where he would go. And my grandfather's name was Joe, who my son is named after, by the way. And he would say, "Hey, Joe, I'm hungry." And he said, "I'll take you home with me." And so he was a regular. My grandmother would cook for him. He loved her cooking. And a fun, stupid fact about Palma is that my grandmother was the original person she worked for a souvenir company, and the circus people were looking for a logo. So the clown that you see out there was her design. So the original clown.
Huh.
Oh,
that's so cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I love those stories. I love the randomness of.
Yeah, so random.
It is like the 6 degrees. Like, okay, if you were to say to me, I have a connection through to Dean Martin, and I'd be like, how in the world did you get there? We always talk about Kevin Bacon's 6 degree of separation, because no matter where I go, I always talk to people and figure out a way that I know somebody that they know or their family. Somehow we always relate back. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I do it, and it's fun because you really get to know people, just like you shared that story. Well, I'd love for you to share another story about the chamber, because I heard that you guys just recently had a facelift at the chamber.
We did. Very excited. I know I sent you guys a couple of photos, and anybody wants to come by, you are more than welcome to come by.
What are
we have
your
a little bit of a
hours?
facelift. Well, for right now, it's 10 to 4. We are going to probably switch up after probably about December 9th or 8th. We'll probably switch to some winter hours, so we'll post those. But yeah, I mean, you can see some of these photos. We were able to paint the front door. And if you notice Lion's flag up there, anybody that's a lion?
Yeah.
Yes. We had
Nice
the back
stuff.
steps were kind of rotting. We had those replaced. The back door was changed. We painted again. This room, it had some duck, I don't know, what do you call it? Like decal border up at the top. We got rid of that, added some color, got some new chairs in there.
Grandma's house.
Yeah. So,
those chairs are comfortable too. I tried it.
Yes, you did.
I was going to say, those chairs are comfortable too. I sat in them today. So,
and we were fortunate enough they
cool.
were donated, so we were grateful for that.
Oh, super nice.
Eventually we'll get some blinds up there, but yeah, it's a fresh look. Oh, that's we just got done with Bigfoot. Anybody that needs Bigfoot stuff?
Oh,
these are the items that we have left over. Please come to the chamber, and you're more than welcome to purchase. We just have a few things left. We did really well with that. So this is the on the
beautiful.
inside. Yeah,
That's
we got rid of some extra furniture. We got rid of all of that. We still have a few things to do. I'm going to change the fronts of those desks. But and the volunteers, Pam and Stephanie and Tom, they're shaping up and getting us organized on the inside. So so we're really proud of that. I think it'll be good. Oh, and the hands. For whatever reason, people feel the need to sit on them, so they kept falling over. We had those reinforced and put a sign out that says "Don't sit on it." Those are standing up.
Really nice.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. The first time I saw those hands, I asked the question, "Are you supposed to sit in them when you take the picture?" And then I thought, "Well, no, because it's all painted." But I'll be honest with you, I'm glad you put the sign up because I did, and then it was up a little high, and I'm like, "Well, maybe we're not supposed to sit in it," which I didn't sit in it, but
it's just a sculpture, and it's I don't remember the lady's name, but it's actually, we don't own it. This other third party owns it and has been kind enough to loan it to us and have it there. And I think a lot of people like doing their selfies and posting pictures. So it's a nice piece.
Yeah, it really is. It's a really nice piece.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I don't think if people realize that you guys have a beautiful walkway between you and the Oscoda Township building that takes you back to some amazing.
Oh my gosh!
Front. I honestly didn't even know that was back there until Jeff was cutting grass for Oscoda a few years back, and I said, "Hey, let's have a picnic lunch in one of the parks that you cut and whatever." And he was like, "Okay." And he was telling me, he's like, "Well, just come back behind the chamber." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" But I went back there.
It's a hidden treasure.
It's beautiful back there.
It is. It's got a lovely picnic table. It's got benches along the walkway that are in tribute or donated with an acknowledgement. It's got a beautiful, just wide open beach. Beautiful sand. It's beautiful. You can see the pier, the end of the pier. I guess, do you call it a pier or a jetty, or I'm not sure what that's called.
I don't know why you wouldn't. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we just had the walleye event, the tournament. They did it back there, and that was the first time, to be honest with you, I'd actually walked back there, and it is. I agree with you. It's gorgeous, and a lot of people launch their boats from there. There's a lot of great parking. And I'm excited for that. Oscoda Township, they're going to have that new marketplace. I believe Eric Strayer said that opens up in the spring, and they're moving along over there, and that's going to be really super cool. And we'll be able to utilize that for our community and have a lot of different events and functions and things there. But we'll have plenty of parking, and it's in a really great location. It really is, and really scenic. I agree.
Yeah, it's and then they also have that little bird viewing center where you can go back and go up into that little. It looks kind of like a duck blind, but you can look through it, and they have all those birds out in that wetland area there. So you guys have a fabulous setting. and now you had a facelift. So tell us a little bit about what, you're the new chamber director, and everybody comes in with their own flair and panache, and you obviously have seen so much on such a wide range of marketing and events with all of your experience. What do you envision is going to come up for the chamber? What can the members look forward to you promoting, and what can the community look forward to getting engaged with?
I appreciate you asking that. Coming in, I started in July, and really more in August, and trying to, do my transition with George, and George is very helpful with that. But I would say that for me at the moment, listening, observing, and learning has been really important. I'm a big believer in, let's see what's going on first. If something doesn't need to be recreated or anything like that. I mean, you guys have been around, this town's been around forever. So, it's like what works, what doesn't. Listen to people. I think that's super important. So that's really been important to me. I also feel communication is vital. I think a lot of people, they like to be in the know. And I'm a big proponent about making sure that people know what's going on and have the details. And every day we
That's
get
why
phone
we're
calls.
here.
Exactly, 100%. And I'm glad you guys were there, because I can't tell you how many times a day we get phone calls saying, hey, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? What's going on with this event? I'm here for the weekend. What's happening? Davey today, when he came by, was kind enough to drop off some of the decals for Buzz Hub. So I gave one this afternoon. I gave one out to one of the ladies. She was from Hale and still close by. And I said, hey, hold on to this and scan it, put it on your phone. And for when you're looking for things to do, it's another alternative for you. And I gave her one of our directory books. Very pleased with that.
Yeah, or they can just go to oscodabuzzhub.com, and it's the same thing. So
yes, exactly. So I think
because some people don't know how to use QR codes, but yeah,
true, very true. But for me in the know, I think what you can expect from me as some of my initiatives I'd like to do, our township meetings. I think the township meetings that we have are super important. If there is something to talk about, I want to be able to get up there and, talk to people about what's happening, give them updates. Whether it's event driven, tourism driven, like the other day, we were on a phone call with Iosco County, what's going on, what's happening in our community, what makes sense for our business owners, to know about. So I want to use that as a platform to be able to do that communication. That
is really, really a smart view. To find out what the surrounding communities are engaged with by utilizing the county, and then sharing that with the people that you represent through membership, to help them know that you don't necessarily, whether it's an event or something going on, that they don't necessarily want to compete with another town, but there also could be something complementary that we're already doing that you could piggyback off of each other. I really love that idea.
No, and it's and that's well said. And I was talking with Samantha. She is the chamber director over in Tawas, and we were chatting, and we'd like to do some things together. So if there's an opportunity to have those synergies between our two towns, we're both interested in doing that. So I know that we're going to be meeting and talking a little bit more about what are those opportunities, because we are so close. It's only 15 minutes away. So why wouldn't we consider doing something? And or their best practices, that kind of thing. I think that's important. And my next step too is, and I wish I have done it already, but it is my pledge to go door to door and just talk to all the different members that we have, and non-members as well. I want to hear from them directly and hear what's happening. That's a part of, just listening, observing, and learning. I think that's important, and just working together. And, at the end of the day, the whole point of us is creating foot traffic for us here in town, and making those fun and memorable experiences, which is what we're really all about. And when you get together with your families and you're having a good time, those are the memories and things that stay with you. And hey, where were you? And what were the things that you did? So it's important for us to, work on that. And one of the things in order to achieve those things, I don't know if I don't know what they've had in the past at the chamber or not. I can only go off of what I think might work or may not work. We'll try things, but starting in January, I'm going to do chamber chat sessions, and my goal is to have those every third Thursday of the month. Nothing crazy. All it is maybe it's just an hour in the morning, or hey, maybe we meet for a happy hour, or in the middle of the afternoon for lunch, or just a light bite or something, or just to get together to have there's a topic and we can talk through it, and it's a opportunity to have a platform for everyone to talk together and network with one another as well. I think that's important to bring people together. I also want to form a few ad hoc committees for the chamber, one being an entertainment committee. We have such an opportunity. I know Dave Cremona did a wonderful job down on Dwight Street during the summertime, and I'd love to be able to participate and help with his efforts and everybody's efforts down there of, hey, what can we do to help support those efforts? So that's something that I'd like to see. And, maybe we add some kind of fun line dancing or some kind of dancing along there, and, just have fun with it.
That's
and
a great idea.
Tourists that are here, we already have what they do down at the clamshell, and the CVB does the movie nights, but maybe right before the movie nights, we can have something for the adults, and have a good time there, and then they can scoot down to the beach. And I think that was Dave's thought process with that, but I'd like to tap into that and, work with something. Again, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's something that exists, and we can, work with a little bit more. Another is that I think it's super important that we work with the next generation in our community. I'd like to start a young professional group and tap into our community college and our high school and our schools, and get them involved along with our businesses that we have, because we can have them join us as volunteers, take opportunities, to that impact us socially in our charitable events. So I want to be able to reach out to them and put together a program. So those are two ad hoc committees I'd like to bring to try to, kind of continue things with our community. I have worked on a 2025 calendar. There are some signature marquee events, our Paul Bunyan, and now our Bigfoot, and the Battle for the Paddle, and Art at the Beach, and our 4th of July. Those are all our signature events. Those things are going to stay the same, but we're going to continue those. We'll enhance them and tweak those as they need to be. But I'm also looking at, hey, what other events are there opportunities to do that are brand new? We talk about the canoe marathon. That's huge. And I know
it's starting here.
Graylene does a really great job. Kathy has been super great to work with from the canoe marathon, and I look forward to working with her and finding something at the finish line. Like, what can we do to, whether it's a block party or a barbecue or something, to be able to keep tourists that are here, or to have them come here as, hey, that's going to be our final destination. It's great to see everybody get off and leave, with the canoes and get on the start of the marathon. But hey, let's have fun at the end and have a good time. So we're looking at putting something like that together. And, I'm a football fan. So, hey, maybe doing some fun stuff with football, whether it's a tailgate party for the town, and anybody that's around can show up, and got our Oscoda Owls. I want to be able to do community type events with them as well. They got homecoming. Why aren't we celebrating that? Let's celebrate it some more and have some fun with it. And we've got the new walkway and bike path. I'd love to be able to see us do a breast cancer walk or something along those lines, and have a charitable aspect of it, and be able to pay it forward and give back to our community with everybody that's in our town.
Palma, those are amazing ideas.
Thank you.
something that's meaningful that people in our town, the one thing I have come to experience, because I, like you, was not born and raised here. I had the opportunity to come up here probably about 17, 18 years ago and loved it. And then, we decided to buy a place, and like you, COVID.
Yeah.
I said, we are not doing this anymore. And we stayed up. I was up here pretty much full time, but we still had all of that extra that we go back and forth for. And making the move and integrating into the community, the one thing I have found is that when there's a cause, people step up.
Yeah, they do. And, I would love to be able, one of the things that I'm trying to work on with our board is to create like a charity fund that runs through the chamber. And ideally it would be something where, yes, we have fundraisers and things like that, but if there are, once we have that established, is there an opportunity for someone to submit an application? And I was thinking, maybe we call it the Sunshine Fund, and be able to, people could put an application in and, request something. Maybe they're having some kind of a hardship, or, they need, dollars for their office visit or medication or something like that. And they could submit, the information that's for that, and we could go ahead and, pay it forward and give them a mini grant that helps out. Just, it's not much, but it's something.
If you got it, give it. If you need it, take it.
Yeah. So I think those are things that are important in the community. It's great to do events. I love events, but at the same time, I've been on the receiving end of it. I'm on the chamber side at this point. I was a person that, I was the business that was, a part of a chamber. And it's one of those, what have you done for me lately? And I kind of have that perspective, and that, okay, well, you kind of have to show our members, what are you going to do for us? And, these are some of the things that I would like to do. I know the community does wonderful activities. Like right now we have the Scarecrow contest.
Yes.
I look for next year. It sounds like it's something they do annually. Things that are like that.
Do.
I want us to participate and just have a good time and support, the Downtown Beautification Committee, and, work with them on things. And there's so many groups that are like that. The Boys and Girls Club. We should be a part of cleanup committees. We should be a support. And I want to be able to help get that word out and be a support for folks. Because at the end of the day, we're nothing without our businesnes, and the community is nothing without our businesses. So it's important to support them. And that has to be clear. I know that we have a couple of, I call them third-party events, but the walleye tournament, that's something I learned about this year. I talked to Kelly and Aaron, the Humes, and they were, Adam Hume, and they were talking. I think Adam said that they're coming back in June. So, and it's going to be a group, yes, and it's going to be a larger group. And I think that is a complete opportunity for our town from a lodger standpoint, for restaurants, and
definitely.
One of the things that I one of the things I kind of heard was that some people didn't know about it. So again, going back to the communication, I want to make sure our members know about it and have an opportunity to react to that and be able to facilitate things to help them grow and take advantage of it. I think August 1st, we're going to have that fun World Book of Guinness Records, the Pirate and the Mermaids event. And Oscoda Citizens for Clean Water are putting that on. And I want to collaborate with them. And I think we have some fun opportunities there. That's local and national news. Why wouldn't we do that?
That'll be,
tournament.
Yeah, so, we've really gotten, you talk about the news and getting local and national, that walleye tournament that Adam and Kelly Hume put together, they have gotten us such national coverage. People have been introduced to the area. The amount of dollars and the amount of exposure has been phenomenal. Another one is Under the Radar. We have one of the founders of Under the Radar that is actually a business owner, him and his wife right here in our community, the Edelmans. And, we have also so many longstanding businesses. So I am just so excited about you promoting these ideas as the years go through, which I know, obviously it takes volunteers, and we are hopefully going to be reaching more and more people locally in the area. So whatever Davey and I can do with the Buzz Hub, we definitely would love to make sure that we offer that. We've got some stuff we did. Yeah, we did some stuff last year, and it was all based on small business in the community, and we did gift baskets. And I think a lot of that stuff is just right up the Chamber's alley too. So,
I think so too. It's only up from here. And we talked about rebranding, and I think that's a really good term. It's just kind of a rebranding, and and in that perspective, it's just being that support as well. And how are you going to institute that and make it happen?
Yeah, and I know we're getting close to the end of the hour here, so I wanted to, speaking of brands, let's speak about the Halloween brand coming up here.
Yeah,
because it has transposed itself from a few things had started several years ago with witches on the water, and they're floating down with their witch outfits on, and it was so cool. And then the scavenger hunt aspect of it. And then Tina Wells does this amazing lunch brunch, and I've gone to it several times. And then we also have all these community events that have popped up, with Dwight Street and having the trunk or treaters down there. I don't know about you guys, but if you haven't seen the transformation of the Lake Theater, it is outstanding for Halloween.
It looks phenomenal.
Oh, here, you want me to pull that up now? Yeah. Here, let me pull that up now for you. Hold on.
Yeah,
because that is amazing.
It is. Jack Martin.
They just did a great job.
Yeah, really Jack Martin. He did all the Barbie stuff before, and I was overly impressed. Yeah, look at these pictures.
I didn't put these in order. I'm sorry. There you go.
Look at that.
But look how phenomenal that is. It's just like you don't even realize.
Yeah.
Somebody showed that to me, not Davey, but I'd seen that the night before, and I didn't realize that it was our theater. And I was like, oh my God, how crazy is this?
Yeah.
Very cool. They always do a top-notch job there.
Yeah, they sure do. But as I was saying, this is where people are evolving, and Oscoda and Asabo have taken themselves to nothing happening, to business owners getting involved, and community volunteers coming out, and chamber and school, and everybody is lifting up here, there, and everywhere. Third parties, businesses, new events. But you have a ton of stuff that has all come together in one lump sum for this whole Halloween week and weekend. So spill the beans.
We have a ton of events that are there's a ton of events happening in town. They're not all chamber events, but
you're promoting them all.
It's a collaboration.
Whether you're a member or not, it's being promoted just like how you guys do. With Buzz Hub, and so on next Saturday on the 26th, we will have our trunk or treat with the chamber, and that's from 12 to 2. Look for me. I'm going to be dressed as the Mad Hatter, and the chamber is going to be decorated as the little tea party place. So come get some candy. And Jessica's got a bunch of folks that are, already lining up to be able to get signed up for that event. So if you still want to sign up for trunk or treat, you can. We are expecting at least about 1,000, family, 1,000 people coming to that. So that's a big one for us. And then a few hours after, at 6:00, we have our first, at least that I'm aware of, Halloween parade. So we're still taking entries for our floats, and so that'll be exciting. A lot of people were asking for that, and Jessica heard them and saw them on Facebook and said, you know what, I'm going to do it. So she's making it happen, and we're really excited for that. So next Saturday is going to be a pretty cool around here, parade and trunk or treat, and all the different places that have something to offer. So kids, they'll be all sugared up, those poor parents, going place to place, getting their candies. But yeah, that should be pretty good. But the parade, like I said, starts at 6. It's going to run down the same route that we do for 4th of July. Everybody's going to line up at Furtaw Field. They jet out of Water Street there and then go south on US 23. And then you end on Mill Street crossing over the bridge with your float.
Very
so
nice.
That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah,
we're
very
excited for it.
nice. And I know there's other things, like you said, that are happening. Like, for example, on the screen, we have the Night Owl, which if you haven't been, it's an absolutely fun time at Tate's. They do it on the last Saturday of the month. And, you know, they have live music, cool cocktails. It's just a cool vibe, different lighting. It's not like going in to have dinner. So check that out. Get dressed up. There's some trunk or treater events at the VFW. I know that as well.
Yes.
Oscoda Fields is doing theirs that Friday before you guys do it on Saturday. And then I know the Asabo Senior Center is doing it on actually the 31st.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one too. And then, like we talked about before, the Witches on the Water. The scavenger hunt was hilarious, watching all these witches walk through town. It really was a cool thing.
I can't wait to see it. I think it's
it was. It was a
nice
really
to
cool
see,
thing. I mean,
sure.
seeing them float down the river was cool. You know, like you just look out and you're like, what's going on? They had people on paddle boards and stuff. So
anybody that doesn't know what's going on in town that day is going to see what's going on here.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
Really fun.
exactly. Yeah. And then, you know, with the parade, I love that idea. And I love how, you know, listening to the community, a lot of people do use social media. A lot of people, like you said, call in, or you just talk to one another in a small town like Oscoda and Asabo. So
and
I think
that's kind of nice. It really is.
Yeah, and I think everybody also, there's a bunch of stuff. The Office Lounge is having a night party.
I'm just scrolling through here,
Yeah, Davey, you give us the scoop on those.
What's that?
Well, you've got them all. You've got a bunch of flyers teed up, right?
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't have them in really. I just tried to put them in date order. So I figured you guys would just keep talking.
Yeah.
So this is the Halloween night party at the Office Lounge and Grill. Looks like they've got a DJ Bradley Corpus. Oh, okay. Morticians in a blood bag and some Jello shots.
So oh my goodness, that sounds right up my alley. Okay.
Yeah, this you can't miss, the Great Pumpkin.
I heard that was pretty cool.
Yeah, because when you go into the cemetery and there's like hundreds and hundreds of pumpkins all lit up, it's just so beautiful.
That it is. Can't wait to see it.
They need a lot of people to help them carve the pumpkins though. So this is happening on Saturday, October 26th from 12 to 2. So I'm sorry. Oh no, this isn't for that. I'm sorry. See, there's just so much going on. It's like, holy cow. It's like, so kids craft at the moon.
That'll be a good one.
And then the horror prom. So yeah,
there's a lot going on.
There's certainly
really is.
There's a lot going on for Halloween, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
There's a lot going on at the chamber. I got to tell you, Palma, it was so great just to hear how you're pulling everything together, and not only just what we have, but also, like you said, watch, listen, observe. You know.
Well, and you know what? I can't take credit on my own. It is it's a team effort. We have a great board. We have some great team members that work with us, and then we have some awesome volunteers.
Not to put you on the spot,
let's see.
I don't really
our president is Sherry.
Really know much about the structure.
Well, our president is Sherry Cole. She's at PNC, and then our treasurer and secretary is Patty Frazier, and we have Vicki Hopcroft. She's on there. Belle Flores on there. Jennifer Jackson. Brianne Becker, Stacy Rich, and Donna Woodward from Coletta Air. She is on there, and I'm sure I'm missing someone, and I'll kick myself for missing somebody. I'm trying to think of all the players that are sitting at a table, but yeah, they've been very supportive, and I've enjoyed working with them. Jessica's our event coordinator. She's got a lot of great ideas and energy. We have Pam and Stephanie. They're our volunteers, and Tom, he just joined us. He's with the Rotary Club. Enjoy having him. I had my hair on fire last Friday with last minute Bigfoot things, and it was his first day, and the poor man that he walked in with me, and he extinguished my fires in 2 seconds, like as if he worked there for 10 years. So really love to having him there. So that was pretty cool. Would love to have more of those guys there. So anybody interested in volunteering, please let me know. Lots of opportunities and some fun things that we're doing.
Very nice. Now, when you do specific,
but it is a group effort. It's not just one person. It's totally a group effort. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, it takes a lot of volunteers to do stuff like that. So, that's it. It shows how strong our community is too, because people do want to have fun. You can see these things building year after year, and they get bigger and they get more interesting. I don't want to say extravagant, because I don't think Oscoda wants to be extravagant. Yeah. We just really want to have some good, interesting fun, Like
and you know what? You don't want to always do the same old thing over and over, but maybe you tweak it and it's just a little bit different. That's all.
Yeah,
and,
I love it.
You keep enhancing things. That's all. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly,
we love our marquee events, and we'll continue.
Yeah, exactly what Oscoda wants. They just kind of keep telling people that put these things together what they're enjoying, and then you guys are kind of making it happen. So it's a great synergy between community and resources to help make all of this stuff come into our community and give everybody the opportunity to get out there and enjoy stuff. So
absolutely. And I think advertising it and promoting it, that's one of my goals too, is to be able to make sure that we are really promoting things. And we're whether it's more radio, billboards, whatever it is that we're doing, and it doesn't have to be specific to an event. I want to be able to spotlight businesses and what they have to do. And like I said, support those guys, because at the end of the day, we're nothing without them. So they're the heart. So got to keep it going.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing to hear, because I know we have such generous businesses. Mm-hmm. So it's great to see.
Oh my God, we do.
It's great to see a synergy between all parties coming and just making our town blossom even, bigger and brighter than it was. It's really nice to see. Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time. I know it's a Thursday evening, and I'm sure there's something probably more relaxing and enjoyable, but it's been a pleasure talking to you.
No, same. Yeah. It's been awesome talking to you, and thank you for everybody that's listening. And this is great. I really do appreciate the opportunity, and looking forward to doing some more things and working with you guys too.
Yeah, definitely. We're definitely looking forward to that too. And I just wanted to mention, if you wanted to email Palma, you can email her at director@oscodachamber.com, and their website is oscodachamber.com if you wanted to check out more about them.
Yeah, that's terrific. Well, thanks again. We will look forward to promoting these future plans that you have. And when the next Buzz Hub pops up, we'll reach out. And if you want to pop on for 5 minutes and tell us about what's going on, we'd love, or a representative if Jessica's been on before. So whatever works out for your team, we would love to help be a part of promoting it.
Absolutely. Right, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Dave, you got any last comments?
Sounds good.
Me? No, just go to oscodabuzzhub.com, download the app, and make sure you send us your events. So that way we can help you promote them.
Yeah. Email us, Facebook us, whatever, just so we don't have to go hunt for them all, because there's a lot of great things going on right now.
Yeah, I
just don't want to miss anybody
today. That's for sure. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get sad when I miss stuff.
Yeah, don't miss out, guys. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, have a great night. Thanks again. We appreciate your time, Palma.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.